Sean Salisbury here for Open Sports. Let's hit some of these teams next year that probably front runners for the Super Bowl. I wrote my blog about it, but just to finalize this so you can see it coming right from my face, the teams in the NFC and AFC that kind of jumped to the forefront. I had about 8 or 10 teams on the blog. Obviously, the New England Patriots, deep team, angry team, because Bill Belichick's football team 11-5 and missed out on the playoffs. They'll be healthier next year. Tom Brady comes back. You got to like them. Pittsburgh Steelers, they're going to have to shore up the offensive line and get that better and more physical. But they're going to get Rashard Mendenhall back at running back, healthy after he was their first-round pick. You got Roethlisberger who knows how to win, and a team that as long as they stay hungry, and I think they will because teams from Pittsburgh seem to stay hungry. You got to like them. The San Diego Chargers, most talented team, the way they came on at the end, maybe good momentum carrier heading into next year. What are they going to do with Tomlinson and Sproles, and how are they going to either keep them both, get rid of one, and keep the other, or do they decide that LT needs to be out and they want to sign Sproles? Interesting, but this team's too talented not to be a Super Bowl caliber team. Great young quarterback. Baltimore, you know what? Flacco elevated his play, and I like the way that he thinks and the way his poise is as a young guy. Baltimore's defense will always keep them close. And can they sign Ray Lewis and keep him around? Obviously, the unquestioned leader of that team. The Indianapolis Colts, when you got Peyton Manning, what will be the effect of the loss of Tony Dungy? You got Peyton Manning. Marvin Harrison's probably not going to be there next year. If he is, but there's some guys, Gonzalez, and obviously when you got Reggie Wayne and a healthy Joseph Adai, they look pretty doggone good, and defensively they're fast and can run. So I like this team. How will Jim Caldwell work out as a head coach? I don't think they're going to miss a beat. When you got Peyton Manning, you got a chance. Tennessee, I think it's a sneaky team, and I think this football team will be around. Can they continue to get, is it going to be Kerry Collins or Vince Young? How are they going to do that? They run the ball and they play defense, so you always got to consider them. In the NFC, why not Arizona? I mean, goodness gracious. Great receivers. Kurt Warner's going to come back more than I believe he is. A defense has started to feel momentum. Get Carlos Dansby signed. You got yourself a pretty doggone good football team in a brutal division. Carolina, disappointing at the end. They picked a bad time to play a bad game against Arizona, but they run it. They've got to be more aggressive in big games on defense. But I still like this team. And is Jake Delhomme, I mean, is he going to rebound from a bad ending to the season, especially in that playoff game, to get this team and put them back in the Super Bowl like he did a handful of years ago? I like Atlanta. I mean, they're a team you've got to consider because Matt Ryan and Michael Turner, they can run it and they can throw it. This is a great young quarterback in the developing stages of being something special. We also got to look at the Giants. Love this team. You know, this is a team that's physical. They got a good quarterback, a coach that's disciplined. This team's got to figure out the Plexico Burress situation, get their people signed. You've got to love the Giants. Philadelphia, if they can get T.J. Houshmandzadeh, they got Westbrook, McNabb's there. This football team can be right there. If they can get that number one guy like Houshmandzadeh who wants to play in Philadelphia, can that happen? The Cowboys pretty talented. The Dan Reeves situation, Dan Reeves now is not going to be there. Couldn't work out things in the end. There was something wrong as far as an agreement on what the job title or what the job, what they were going to make Dan Reeves do or not do. They couldn't get comfortable with Jerry Jones, so he's out. So what's going on there? The leadership's not there. The trust is not there. I don't think the quarterback's ready to be a Super Bowl quarterback. This team's too dysfunctional, so I can't put them in there. But there you see it. There's some teams there. A lot of them are the same old teams, and there will be a team like the Dolphins or somebody that creeps up. But those are my favorites. And it's a lot of the teams that have wonderful quarterback play are going to be right there when it matters again. There will be somebody sneaky jumping in next year, but those are my teams and my favorite teams to get to where they want to go. And if Minnesota can get consistent quarterback play with Adrian Peterson and that defense, you may see them vying for a chance in the NFC. The greatest thing about the NFL is that you can go 1-15 and end up being in the playoffs the next year. I'm Sean Salisbury for Open Sports.
Did you know you could win an autographed jersey from John Elway? Sign up for the Drive Off-Season Challenge today and get an automatic entry, then play every day for daily prizes at opensports.com.